I think it's about time we do another 24-hour reading challenge. I haven't done one of these in a long time. So the next 3 days are pretty open for me. So I think I'm just gonna do this 24-hour reading challenge over the course of the next 3 days, which is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I work today at 5 p.m. So I have from now, which is 11, until about 4:30 when I have to leave. So the way I'm gonna be doing this is I'm just going to, at the beginning of each reading period, I'm going to start a timer and then we're just gonna work up to 24 hours. So we'll get as much done as I can today. Again, I don't have a lot of time today, but still enough. And then tomorrow is Friday. I don't work. All that I have to do tomorrow is I have a book club, my first ever book club that I'm going to. I'm very excited for it. And then Saturday is completely free. So I think I'll be able to do this. If I don't complete this challenge, I am never allowed to pick up a book again. Okay, maybe not that, but I'm gonna be a little disappointed in myself. Let's talk about what we're reading today. I don't have like a TBR for this video. I don't even have like a list of books that I'm choosing from. I'm just completely mood reading in the month of November, so that's what we're gonna be doing in this video. I have about 50 pages left of Throne of Glass, and this is a reread for me. I'm loving it so much, so I'm going to be finishing this today 100%. And then the only other book I have on my radar right now is The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. This is my book club book, and I haven't finished it yet. I am 176 pages into this approximately. I've been listening to it, so I don't know exactly which page I'm on, but I'm on chapter 17. And I'm loving this so much. I always see mixed reviews about this. People either really, really love this or they just are like, it's boring. And I'm loving it. And that's all I'll say for now. This is just the intro, so I think I'm gonna order a little DoorDash for lunch, and then I'm gonna get cozy. I've been out all morning doing some stress shopping, and now I'm ready to just be home and read for a while. So let's get to reading. First book done. I love Throne of Glass. This is such a solid series. I don't remember, let's see what I gave it my first time around. Oh, first of all, I have to stop the timer. That took me 52 minutes, a lot longer than I was expecting since it was only 50 pages. But in Sarah J Maas's books, I feel like her font is a bit smaller. I love the font, but it just takes me a little bit longer to read. Honestly, not that bad though. 52 minutes for 50 pages. I feel like that is quite reasonable. Anyways, let's see what I rated this the first time around, and then I'll give you my official rating in just a second. Okay, I gave it 4 stars the first time, and this time, I think I'm gonna stick with 4 stars. I feel like that's a really great rating for this book. Let me explain a little bit about what Throne of Glass is if you haven't heard of it. When explaining this, I like to give very little detail because it is a huge series. It is so complex and you really can't know a lot of stuff going into this. I was really spoiled going into this. Like I read so many spoilers and it was so frustrating, so I don't want that to happen if you want to go into this. This is about a girl named Selena Sardothi, and she's 18 years old, and she was in a slave camp for 1 year until the prince comes and says, hey, you're gonna come to the castle and join this competition to be the king's champion. And the king's champion is basically the person who goes out and kills whoever the king sends them to kill. A bunch of people are brought together It's a lot of people who are involved in crime. They are really ruthless, you know, someone who needs to be able to be the king's champion. She is the only girl in this competition, and she is also the best assassin ever in this world. And I think that's all I'm going to say. Just a really great assassin who is very young and is in this competition to become the king's champion. It's very, very, very good. And each book just keeps getting better and better and better. I love this series so much, and I'm so happy I'm doing a reread of this entire series this month. I don't know if I'll get to every single book in November, but I'd like to at least get 4 of them read. That being said, I think my DoorDash is about to get here. Let's take a look. I got Buffalo Wild Wings. Asian Zing, boneless wings. So I'm gonna eat that when it gets here, but until then, I think we're just gonna jump straight into The Prison Healer. This book is about a girl who has lived in this prison for a very long time, and she is what they call the prison healer. That's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. She is like the healer in this prison. Wow, amazing, fancy that. But I feel like when people explain this book, they never explain that she herself is a prisoner, and that's important. So she has a sibling that is not in prison, and they kind of send each other secret little coded notes every once in a while, and her family member just keeps saying like, we're alive, we're coming to get ya, but it's been like 8 years or something. 10 years. It has been 10 years, and they just, you know, keep sending back and forth little notes. And one day the rebel queen is captured, and Kiva, who is our main character, is tasked with keeping her alive. And she gets a note from this family member saying like, you need to keep her alive, do whatever it takes to keep her alive, we're coming. And so she's like, oh my gosh, I have to keep this rebel queen alive. I'm trying to think of what information I can give you that's like not too much. I'll just read what the back says. It says, when the rebel queen is captured, Kiva is charged with keeping the terminally ill woman alive long enough for her to undergo the trial by ordeal, a series of elemental challenges against the torments of air, fire, water, and earth, assigned to only the most dangerous of criminals. Then a coded message from Kiva's family arrives containing a single order: don't let her die, we are coming. Aware that the trials will kill the sickly queen, Kiva risks her own life and volunteers in her place. If she succeeds, both she and the queen will be granted their freedom, but no one has ever survived. With an incurable plague sweeping Zalandov, which is the prison, a mysterious new inmate fighting for Kiva's heart, and his name is, Jaren or something, and a prison rebellion brewing, Kiva can't escape the terrible feeling that her trials have only just begun. This book is so good so far. It gives you a lot of detail. Oh, I think my camera's gonna die. Anyways, it gives a lot of detail, and it's just very good and great. And I'm gonna charge my camera. I literally have to leave right now to go to work, but I just finished The Prison Healer. I thought I had guessed every like plot twist and everything, and I was like, oh, that's kind of disappointing. I was still loving it, but I had just guessed every plot twist. Literally the last sentence, my jaw dropped and I audibly went, ah! Oh my gosh, that was insane. So good. Hello and good morning. It is now, what day is it? Friday? So turns out my camera didn't die. I just ran out of space on my memory card. But anyways, I don't remember where we ended off in our conversation last night, but I did finish The Prison Healer. I really liked it. Literally the last line, my jaw drops to the floor. It was so good. I think I'm gonna rate it probably 4 stars. I'm excited to see where the series goes. Just especially from that last line, I was like, holy crap. I literally didn't think of that the entire book. Maybe at like one part, I was like, oh, this could be a possibility, but then it immediately left my brain. I was like, nope, not possible. It is possible. Oh my gosh, it was so good. But I only read for 4 hours yesterday. And I finished the 2 books that were on my list for this reading challenge. So now I have to look at my books and see what I want to read next. This shelf specifically, just this whole bookcase, is full of books that I've never read before. The only book I've read on this, or actually I've read a couple of these, but they're still on my TBR because I read them a long time ago that I want to reread them again because I don't really remember them. The only one that I've read that I do remember is Dune the graphic novel, which is right here. It just doesn't fit on my finished, like I have a bookshelf full of books I have already read, but the shelves themselves aren't tall enough to put this in, so I have to keep it in here. Anyways, let me just look through all these books and see what I want to read. I know I don't think I want to read something over 400 to 450 pages because I think that would take a long time. I don't know if I want anything intense right now. Let me just sit here and take a look real quick. Okay, people, I have two books I'm kind of choosing from right now. First one is Hell on Mars. This is by J.Z. Foster and Justin M. Woodward. This is like a space horror, like a sci-fi horror, which I'm really into these days. And this is so small. I think it's 141 pages. It is tall, but I think I could read this in like a few hours. And then we have The Nursery. This is by Sylvia Molnar. It says, there is the before and the after. Withering in the maternal prison of her apartment, a new mother finds herself spiraling into a state of complete disaffection. In her work as a translator, she is usually happy to spend her time at the invisible interpreter. As the invisible interpreter. Okay, there we go. But the joyful early days of her pregnancy give way to anxiety over the arrival of the baby and culminate in a painful personal reckoning. Home alone with her newborn, she is ill at ease with this state of perpetual giving, carrying, feeding. The instinct to keep her baby safe conflicts with the intrusive thoughts of causing the baby harm, and she struggles to reclaim her identity as it seems to dissolve beneath her. Feeling isolated from her supportive but ineffectual husband, she strikes up a tenuous friendship with her ailing upstairs neighbor Peter, who provides comfort even as his own health wanes. Still, they are both running out of time. Something is soon to crack. Striking and emotive, The Nursery is an unblinking portrayal of woman as animal. Raw and real, at sometimes fragile, other times resolute, clawing her way back into the world after retreating deep within herself. And the subject of motherhood has always interested me and terrified me, so this is an option. That cover. I never knew what this cover was until I held it up to the camera and I was like, oh. So anyways, these are the two books I'm choosing from. I'm gonna go make myself a drink. Not sure what I want to drink yet, but I'm gonna go make myself a drink, stew on my thoughts over what I want to read, and then begin reading. It is 7:58, so I'll start this challenge at 8 o'clock approximately, and I hope to be able to read 8 minutes. That's not what I meant. 10 hours. I don't know where 8 minutes came from. I would hope to read 10 hours today and then finish up this challenge with 10 more hours tomorrow. I do have my book club at 6 o'clock today, but other than that, I don't got nothing going on. So I'm gonna read my heart out. Reading sounds so amazing right now, especially just the chaos that America's in right now and how much hate is being spread. I need to just get off my phone and read my little heart out. So I'm going to do that. The mail is here. My drink this morning is the Harvest Blend from Trader Joe's. It has like cinnamon, apple, hibiscus. I've tried this before, but it says to leave the tea bag in the water for about 4 to 6 minutes, and I accidentally left it in for an hour, so it was so bitter. So I'm gonna actually leave it in for 4 to 6 minutes this time, and hopefully I like it. I think I will. And then I have decided I'm going to start my day with The Nursery and read all about the wonders and horrors of motherhood. Let's begin. So far, this is starting off interestingly, and I feel like it's gonna be one of those weird women's fictions, which I'm into. So let me read you the first paragraph. As hard as it can, the August sun pushes itself into our small apartment on the third floor. The baby I hold in my arms is a leech. Let's call her Button. Button is crying. She recently entered the world violently and directly. We are alone and cocooned in our two-bedroom apartment until we are not. Because there's a knock on the door. The foreign sound makes Button cry harder and makes me unsure of what to do. I have been a mother for as long as Button has been outside of me, and I have yet to embrace the title as much as I have had to embrace her. Very interesting. I am so tired. What the heck? I've been reading for 50 minutes. Let me show you. I started at 4 hours and 6 minutes today, and I am now up to 4 hours and 55 minutes. And I've just reached my first 50 pages in this book. Again, this is like 185 pages, something like that. So far, this book is just depressing. She is just talking about how much she resents motherhood, how she feels the romance in a relationship has been lost. The only comfort she is finding is in this old man who comes to visit her sometimes, and he talks about his wife who just died. And basically she feels like she is just used and no good. And it's very depressing. I felt a little bit of foreshadowing. So she's a translator. I'm pretty sure she translates books from Swedish into American. Swedish? I think that's what it was, since it's from Swedish into English. Wow. She was talking about how a lot of Swedish books end with someone dying. I feel like maybe that was a bit of foreshadowing for this book, but I could be totally wrong about that. I think that's all I have to say for right now. I am enjoying it. It's kind of like brutal. The way she just is hating motherhood, but at the same time she has a love for her child, but she still just resents her. It's crazy stuff. I think I'm gonna eat some breakfast now. Maybe a bit of ramen, because that's my go-to breakfast. Y'all, I have been doing some YouTube stuff. I need to upload a video today, so I've been just doing stuff for that, and it took me a very long time, and it's now 10 o'clock, so that took me about an hour, roughly. So I have not gotten any reading done in the past hour, which is just no good. But I am going to get on that right this instant, and we are going to jump right back into the nursery. We are 7 hours and 7 minutes into this challenge, and I have just finished my third book, The Nursery by Sylvia Molnar. This book was incredibly written. I think it was just like I said, so well written. It wasn't a weird woman's fiction like I thought it was going to be, but the way it turned out I thought was so beautiful, and I'm so glad it was done the way it was done. The style was like, I don't know if you've seen We Live in Time, but it was the exact same kind of style where each scene was at a different point in their life, and so it was never like linear, and I really enjoyed that, and it wasn't confusing at all. I feel like it was so effective, and it explored all the areas of motherhood. We start out very kind of depressing, and she is resenting her child. She misses her husband, even though they're still married and still, you know, she misses him. She misses the way it used to be. She misses who she used to be. We never know her name, which is very intentional, because she feels as though she is not herself anymore. She is now just a mother, and that is all she is in life. But as we go through this book, she is finding herself again in slight ways. It's never like this, oh wow, I finally found my purpose again and I'm feeling wonderful, I'm so excited to be a mother. It is just these slight things that are like, I'm excited to get back to my job. I have a new book to translate, and that will be great. And I don't know, it was good. It was really good, and I really liked it. It explored all of the kind of, what is the word? Intrusive thoughts that you can get as a mother, like what I could just hurt my child right now, or what if someone is assaulting my child and I don't even know, and just like all sorts of the intrusive thoughts that you get as a mother. I thought this was so incredible and so well done. I think I'm going to give this, I'm gonna give it like 4.5 stars. It was really incredible, and I feel like this will stick with me for a long time. Whenever I become a mother, I'll probably think of this. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. But yes, 4.5 stars for this. I think next I need to do some chores and stuff. So I think I'm gonna do an audiobook next. Okay, so I have Once Upon a Broken Heart. I started this, I only got 7 chapters in, and then I started reading The Prison Healer for my book club. It says I have 3.5 hours left in this, so I can move on to Once Upon a Broken Heart, do my chores, do a puzzle. I think that is the move for now. And I've had to pee for like an hour, but I've been holding it in because I wanted to finish this book. I think, yeah, I'm gonna do that audiobook now. I am halfway through Once Upon a Broken Heart, and we're at 8 hours and 35 minutes of reading. I don't know how I feel about this yet. I loved the Caraval trilogy so much. It was such a fun series. This one, I'm not loving as much. I feel like it's gonna be like a 3.5 star read. It's just like a little fairy tale, and it's super cute and fun, and I do like Jax, but I don't know. So far, it's just nothing special to me. I still am really liking it. It's just like, I don't think I'll think about this after I finish it today. I do want the full series. I'm going to read the entire series, and I think I am going to enjoy it overall. But like I said, it's just not going to stick with me. I have 2 hours left of listening to this book. I'm trying to figure out, like, what do I want to do for the next 2 hours? Because I don't know if I want to stay home. I'm doing a puzzle, but it's like, it's 2 o'clock. Maybe I'll go thrifting. That sounds kind of nice. I think I will go thrifting. That sounds like a good time. I'm gonna go do that. So by the time I finish Once Upon a Broken Heart, it's going to be 4 o'clock. And then I will have 2 more hours of reading to do. And I don't know what I'm gonna do for those 2 hours of reading. I guess we'll see when that time comes, but I think after my book club, I'm not going to read for the rest of the day because Outer Banks just released the 2nd part of season 4, and that's me and Elijah's favorite show, so we're just gonna probably be watching that for the rest of the night. I know I'm in the same spot as last time, but I've actually done quite a bit since we've last spoken. I went out to a bunch of thrift stores. I didn't buy anything. I kind of just was wandering around town listening to my book. Then I decided to get my sister some birthday presents because her birthday is next Saturday. She's a reader as well, and I decided to get her a couple books. I got her A Court of Thorns and Roses. You guys know this is my favorite series of all time. And I keep telling her, you should read this. I think you'd really like it. And so I just took it upon myself to finally just buy her this book. I am so excited for her to read it someday. And it's so floppy compared to my edition. I don't know what that's about, but it's so nice. So I got her that. I also got her Strange the Dreamer because she loved The Starless Sea. And I heard if you like The Starless Sea, you'll probably like Strange the Dreamer. I don't know if they're actually alike at all because I've never read either of them, but I got this for her. Yeah, by the time this video is out, our birthdays will have passed because actually my birthday is also next week. Our birthdays are only 3 days apart, which is kind of weird. But also, I just finished Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This took quite the turn, and I really ended up enjoying it. We met some vampires, and I loved that part. And the stakes kind of just felt like they got higher, if that makes sense. Like, it just became a little bit more intense, and then the ending was quite good. So I'm very happy I read this. I'm gonna give it a 3.75. I've heard the Ballad of, what is it? Ballad of Never After? Anyways, the sequel to this one I've heard is like incredible. So I'm excited for that one, but now I just don't know what I wanna read. Okay, hang on, let me go to my timer. I am at 11 hours, so I still have a long way to go. I think my husband just got home from work. This is awkward. But anyways, I still have a long way to go. But I'm gonna read a little bit more tonight, and then I'll have to just do like the majority of it tomorrow because I do want to watch Outer Banks tonight. So hopefully I'll finish the 24 hours, but I just don't know. We're starting Crown of Midnight. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, and I'm doing things a little bit differently today. Instead of just starting the timer whenever I start reading, I'm just going to keep the timer going all day until I reach 24 hours. So I could potentially read for 12 more hours today, or I could not. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself because I'm kind of feeling a little burnt out from reading, and I also want to watch Outer Banks later. So last night I ended up only getting to page number 14 in Crown of Midnight. I think I'm actually going to put this one down for the time being, not because I'm not enjoying it, but just because it's such a long book and it would take me like the entirety of the day to read that. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to read The Ballad of Never After, which is book number 2 in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. And I feel like it'd be fitting for me to pick this up right now. This is 400 pages. It's a very quick-ish read. I am gonna see if it's on Spotify so that I can listen to it while I do my puzzles and stuff. And then here's the timer. I started it this morning when I woke up, and so it's at 13 hours almost. So I am a little over halfway done with this challenge, so we are going to just jump immediately into this. I'm so excited to see where this book takes us after the end of Once Upon a Broken Heart. Here's the thing though, I don't like Evangeline. I have decided. At my book club last night, I talked to my friend Sarah about it, and we both agreed we just don't like Evangeline. Love Jax, but the main character, she's just not likable, I guess. I don't know. But everyone loves this book the most, so I'm really excited to read it, and I'm gonna stop talking now so that I can read it. I just finished The Ballad of Never After. Let me take that out. I really did enjoy this. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I realized I never actually explained what Once Upon a Broken Heart was about. It's about this girl named Evangeline Fox. She is in love with this boy, and then she finds out that he's actually going to be marrying her stepsister. So she seeks the help of the Prince of Hearts. He is what they call a fate in these worlds. It's kind of like a godlike being, man. She seeks the help of him, and he says that he will stop the wedding between her sister and the love of her life if she gives him 3 kisses. That doesn't mean that she has to kiss the Prince of Hearts, whose name is Jax. It just means that he gets to choose 3 times that she kisses someone. I don't think we got the 3rd kiss yet in the first or second book, but yeah, so obviously that happens in the first book. I obviously can't tell you anything about this one, but I did enjoy it more than the first one. I think I'm gonna give this one 4 stars. It was very good. The ending was very frustrating for me. I hate the trope that they used. But I am going to immediately jump into the 3rd one, and we're gonna read that, and let's see how many hours we have left. So we're at 17 hours, so not too shabby. We are still gonna have some time after I finish the 3rd book in this series, so we'll just see where the day takes us. I need to delete some videos from my camera because I am running out of storage again. But yeah, I think this was our 5th book done for the video. This is the craziest 24-hour reading challenge I've ever done. I have read so much. The 24-hour reading challenge is officially over, and these are all the books I was able to read. I got 6 books done, which I think is pretty good. Let's just briefly go over all of them real quick. So first of all, I finished up Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas, and I rated this 4 stars. Then I finished up The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. I gave this one 4 stars as well. Then I read The Nursery by Sylvia Molnar, and I rated this 4.5 stars. I think this was like my favorite book out of all the ones I read today, or in this video. And then I read an entire trilogy. I read Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I rated this one 3.75 stars. Then I read The Ballad of Never After. I rated this one 4 stars. And I just now finished up A Curse for True Love, which I think I'm going to rate, I think I'm gonna do 4.25 stars. This one was my favorite one out of the series, which is an unpopular opinion actually. Most people like this one the least, but I don't know, it was something about it. I just liked it the best, and I'm really happy that I was able to read this. So yes, these were all the books I read. Wow. Those look so nice together. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will probably be doing a 24-hour reading challenge in the near future. I love doing these. I think the next time I do one, it'll probably be 24 hours in a row. Anyways, but thanks so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.